let's say, just hypothetically, that bundle of things that you put together, let's just say that you decide to sell that for $97. So this is a good hypothetical for that particular level, for level D, okay? So as you can see, I've noted on here that these types of things often cost, I would say level D is generally around 47 to 147, somewhere in there. They don't cost too terribly much because people need this to be an easy purchase. And what's nice is that people don't need a big conversation with you to invest at this level, right? They might be able to watch some information, maybe see a video or something and conclude, okay, I think I want to buy this home study product, and it's only 97, so it's not like it's going to break the bank, right? It's not like this huge big decision with risk. So generally, it's an easy decision for most people. And then it really becomes a very, very easy thing for them to purchase and get started with your work, right? So this would be a starting point for working with you. All right, so now let's move up to the next level, level C. And a perfect idea for what might go here is maybe a 6 to 10 week webinar series, okay? So again, we're looking at level C, and we're looking at maybe a 6 to 10 week webinar series. And that's what I put as like a great hypothetical for this, still using the example. Again, say you're a nutritionist or integrative health pro of some sort, again, focus on gut health and gut well-being. So why not do this great multi-week webinar series on this particular topic? Now, there are different ways to do this, but when we go up in price, generally, I would say generally, this would be a live program, right? At this particular level, okay? And again, we're talking level C. So we're right in the middle of that profit pyramid. So generally, I'd say level C is going to be, I'd say most commonly a live, webinar series. So you can see already that it offers more value than the home study product because you're teaching it live. And in the 6 to 10 sessions, you're going to have some Q&A time. So they get to ask questions, they get some feedback because you're, again, teaching it live. Also, it is quite a bit longer in duration in terms of material. It's maybe an hour, I don't know, an hour to an hour and a half each week for 6 to 10 weeks. So generally, I would say 6 to 10 weeks in duration, 60 to 90 minutes in length for each of the sessions, just as kind of a ballpark. So there is quite a bit more involved than the home study program. And these types of webinar classes, just to give you a ballpark in terms of cost, generally they cost between $297 and $797 roughly. And again, these are just ballparks. And of course, your webinar would have some great handouts, some great checklists, and some additional resources to go with it. But it fits kind of in that middle level program, doesn't it? Can you see how that fits, everybody? All right, so sticking with, again, our same hypothetical example, let's say your 6-week webinar series could be a basic overview of the gut with some, core tenets of digestive health, a lot more in-depth diet and food information. You could move into teaching people about identifying their triggers, the gut-brain connection, maybe more about stocking your kitchen, cooking tools and tips, and maybe some information about hydration, water intake and some related issues. Plus, as I mentioned, there generally would be some Q&A time at the end of each class. So it would, in this level, go into significantly more depth than as compared to the home study program in level D. And the people that have, that excitement of being live with you, learning from you in real time, being able to ask their questions. So that is a really nice middle level program. As another example, I'm gonna try to pull in some real life examples to help drive home some of these points, guys. So my client Martha just recently sold 28 spots into a program just like this at the price point of $347. So she sold 28 spots at $347 a seat. And in this case, it happened to be a 6-week class on PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. And you can do the math. She made over $9,700 on that with the 28 people at 347 each. Not a bad paycheck, right? Especially her first time out of the gate. And then my client Diane enrolled 38 people actually into a 3-month course. So that's almost similar to more like a 10-week webinar series. And her price point was $500 a seat, so $500 each. And this was just a starting point because, again, this was her first time. So with 38 people, she was able to generate $16,000 in revenue. Again, not bad for her first launch, right? So her subject matter actually is gut healing, and she packaged up a nice program called Mastering Gut Healing, Effectively Applying the 5R Protocol, which many of you, I'm sure, are familiar with that protocol because it's more of a functional medicine approach. Now, both of these clients of mine would have lost really a huge opportunity if they didn't offer these classes. And what I haven't even mentioned yet is how many people start by taking a class from you and eventually become a private client. And that used to happen to me all the time when I had my nutrition practice. I would have these, actually, I would have 8-week workshops or series that I would do, and they would fit into level C. It was a long time ago, so the pricing was a little different then. But I would say for the most part, they were 8 weeks. They fit into level C. I would deliver them these the series of classes, and I would always have people reaching out saying, "Oh my God, this was so great! I feel like I'm just getting started. How do I find out more about working with you privately?" So that will happen. It inevitably will happen, and it's a beautiful thing. All right. So, so what I want to share with you is how many people start by taking a class from you and then eventually become a private client. So you make really even more money from what's called the life of the client, right? From many clients who first meet you from a group opportunity, and then they end up upgrading over time. Okay, another option I want to mention that goes well in the middle level could be, just FYI, it could be maybe a 1 or 2 day intensive, it could be like a retreat or some kind of intensive training that you hold, maybe over the weekend, maybe a Friday and Saturday. And this is where a group comes together for 8 to 12 hours over a day or two to learn a bunch of your best content. You've got a lot of interactivity, Q&A time, meals, breaks, assignments, maybe some guest speakers. So I just wanted to throw that out there because that's another idea that could also go in this middle level, again, level C. And that would fall in generally into that same price range. All right, so let's move up again. One more step to level B. And this is where you might offer what I call a high ticket signature group program. Okay, guys, I want to just mention I'm seeing a lot of traction in level B. Lots of my clients are really having good results here. So this is a high ticket signature group. Note that it is a group program, but often it's a smaller group that has a lot of hand holding, truly high amount of individual attention for each group member, with a lot more discussion and masterminding and advanced, maybe comprehensive content, plus some kind of connection between meetings, right? So it really is, kind of a strong community feel, a lot of hand holding and support. So what you might do is have a group of, let's just say hypothetically, 8 people in the group. So you're going to, maybe cap it. In this example, you're going to cap it at 8 people. And when you meet each other, when you meet each person, uh, they get a turn for individual feedback. So each session, maybe you're, giving everyone a turn, maybe you're going round robin for individual feedback, problem solving, and attention. And you teach more in depth, you customize more for the 8 individuals in the group, and you adapt your curriculum based on what the group needs most. In addition, maybe people have, perhaps assigned accountability partners in the program. So there's generally quite a bit of interaction between the group meetings. And these kinds of groups always have some kind of a private forum. It doesn't have to be Facebook. It could be, another application. I mean, it could be, some of you use like Practice Better. I know there's a lot of ways you can communicate with a group, even on that application. So, but generally speaking, I do advocate for having a way to stay in touch in between sessions. That's usually part of what goes into this level B. In fact, some of these high ticket signature programs even give each person a one-on-one session with you, one or more sessions. Maybe you decide, you know what, I'm going to give each person in this high level group a once a month private session. So that's a possibility too, right? So in that case, you would give each of the 8 people a single private session each month as part of the program. And again, these are just ideas. You don't, I have some clients I'm going to share with you a little later who do this, and maybe they decide to give 1 or 2 private sessions, right? They don't do it every month. They just say, okay, 1 or 2. And they, of course, decide in advance. So it's a combination. I think the big takeaway at level B is it's a combination of some private time and some group time at this high ticket level. There's lots of hand holding, accountability, and access to you. Now, these kinds of programs can cost, I would say $9.97 to $24.97. And I've seen actually some of these kinds of programs go up to $5,000. And to be honest, these signature groups can be 3 months, 4 months, 6 months. I've even seen some that are a year long. In fact, there's a colleague in my industry right now offering one of these programs for 10,000, and that was the last time I checked. It's probably higher now. What I'm saying is there's a lot of potential at this level of the pyramid, and I do want to point out there's tremendous opportunity at level B for complex patients or clients that require lab testing or perhaps a personalized supplement plan, right? And so a lot of times I get that question, well, Lesli, I really want to, have a group program, but how do I do that if I'm running labs? Option or level B is the ticket, guys. I've seen it work over and over again. All right, so to be clear, we're now starting to get to almost a bit of a hybrid high touch private opportunity with some one-on-one attention that still has a larger group a large number of group elements and group support and the sense of community, right? So it's a hybrid. That's what I mean by a hybrid. It's kind of a mix of some one-on-one work combined with group. So using our model, with our hypothetical model, let's say again that, you're a nutritionist or again, an integrative health practitioner focusing on gut health. And let's say you wanted to build out level B. Your high ticket hand holding program with the 8 participants could be perhaps, let's just say, a 4-month signature group on healing the gut. Let's just say that one of the goals was, heal the gut to lose weight, just again, hypothetically. And this time you go way more into detail about how the gut truly works and the impact of certain foods. And this time you're going into digestive health at the level of supplements, probiotics, microbiota, and foods that are necessary to feed that good bacteria. And then you may also fold in sleep. Maybe you talk a little bit about circadian rhythm and movement and exercise. And maybe you even include the mind, body, spirit connection as part of this program. So now, do you see how this becomes a real premium signature program that goes into depth and really includes the absolute best of your curriculum? So here's, I'm going to share, I think I have a couple of real life examples that I can share with you just to illustrate. So one of my clients named Jackie sold a high touch signature group coaching program for $997. Okay. So she enrolled 7 people. So this is a perfect example of a level B offer. So this means she made just shy of 7K in a 9-week period working with this group of 7, in her case, women. Now, some of these folks will likely move into her private work, and incidentally, her private program is a 3-month program that she sells for $3,000. So let's say, eat 2, 3, or maybe 4, decide, wow, I love this. Jackie's awesome. I'm really, I'm starting to hit my stride. I'm getting results. I'm going to reach out to Jackie and see how I can work with her privately. So the idea here is to always have that next step for your clients. And that is incredibly important. So I want you to see how one offer leads to the next and how you really have to look at all of the income you make over the life of the client to really understand the magic of multiple streams of income, right? So in other words, of course, you're going to add up the total number of people that sign up for like your level C or even your level B. And it's also important that you add into that calculation how many people move on to the next step and what is the revenue generated from that next step. And then you really start to see the power of this model. Okay, guys, super important. Now, before we get to the very tippy top of the pyramid to talk about private client packages, and before I talk about tonight's homework and then open it up for real-time laser coaching and Q&A time, I do want to take just a few moments to tell you about my Six Figure Biz Academy, because this is my most successful program in creating long-term, profitable, lucrative health practices for my clients. And I want you to know who and where your ideal clients are. I want you to be able to leverage your time like we've been talking about today. And I want you to be able to reach more people and really be able to make more money. And of course, have the freedom and flexibility, all the reasons that you got into this work in the first place, right? I want you to be able to easily enroll your potential clients. I don't want you to have to worry about how to sell or how to close business. I want you to effortlessly, naturally, and authentically get yes after yes from clients so that you end up with the freedom and peace of mind that you're looking for. Doesn't that sound great? I do want to tell you in no uncertain terms, I see it happen all the time. And that's really why I love the work that I do. So the Six Figure Biz Academy is a practice building experience, and we cover every single thing you need to know to create a proven and repeatable system for attracting high paying clients. We're going to take everything we're touching on this week in this live masterclass series, and we're going to break it down into impeccable instruction and support with the exact steps and directions, with scripts and samples too. So what you get over this period of 6 months is a kickstart session to meet each other and set goals. And then you get 12 live 6-figure skill building sessions where we go over every topic under the sun in order to help you to build a thriving health business in 2022. You also get 6 live, what I call implementation and laser coaching sessions. And this is where everyone gets a turn to ask questions and they get my personalized feedback. Um, you'll even be able to fill out a monthly accountability status report that I read every single month so that I can keep track of your progress, right? I can ensure that you stay on track. So, really, the key here is no one gets lost in the Six Figure Biz Academy. And there's also a members only online community, of course. And just for a second, let me tell you just a couple of the topics that we're going to cover in the Academy. Everything from choosing your target market, clarifying your messaging, really being able to describe what you do in a very powerful way, packaging and pricing your services, creating your irresistible programs. And we're going to talk about pricing secrets and strategies. You'll learn the art of the sales conversation, really how to easily enroll clients and how to get those yeses from understanding the psychology of what makes people buy. We'll go over websites, social media, list building. We'll even go over creating a signature speech so that you can be doing webinars and live events, in your area. We'll talk about referral partners, joint ventures, strategic partnerships, as well as, very important, mindset in the inner game of success. How to come forward with this authentic competence and powerful presence. So, this is just an extremely extensive course. We spend 18 live sessions together over 6 months, and then I have 7 bonus sessions from amazing expert guest speakers on really all kinds of different topics that you're going to get as well. And here's a really important thing: we won't let those tech fears hold you back. All right. We've got you covered. My very own tech gurus will be teaching you things like how to create a client attracting website, how to create a killer free lead magnet, how to generate more leads with Google ads, and how to use YouTube strategically, how to set your tech up to grow your email list, right? So we're going to help you out with the tech. You'll even get access to a live Q&A session with an online attorney so you can finally put to rest all of those outstanding questions about how to navigate state laws. So these are all new additions to the 2022 curriculum, and I'm so excited to support you in this area. So real quick, I'm going to just spend another minute or two here. I'll also tell you that there's a money back guarantee for this course. So there's really honestly no risk for popping in and giving it a try. And for those for whom it's relevant, you'll also get 42 CEUs, continuing education credits from the Committee on Dietetic Registration. And I just want to let you know that this is the 4th time I've actually offered the Six Figure Biz Academy, and I purposely kept the investment level much lower, really, than anything else out there on the market. And I'm telling you, just so you know, the early bird for this entire program is only $34.97 with an optional payment plan. And I'm sure you're shocked because I'm sure you know I'm sure you're very familiar with some of the other programs out there. Many of my colleagues out there in this industry have programs that cover kind of similar material for, honestly, they're really in the range of about 10 grand. So I kid you not. And as a matter of fact, I really don't know anyone, quite frankly, with this curriculum. And guys, I'm doing it live, okay? To be perfectly upfront and honest, the programs I'm seeing out there at 10K, much of them are pre-recorded. So this program is all live, okay? Huge difference. Anyway, so the investment level that I've landed on for the early bird is only $34.97 with that money back guarantee. So guys, really what I want to encourage you to do is just check it out at this point. take a peek at www.sixfigurebizacademy.com. Again, that's the number 6, sixfigurebizacademy.com. And lastly, in order to join us, you don't even have to sign yourself up, okay? So you can simply raise your hand for a phone call, and I or someone from my team will have an exploratory conversation with you to make sure that you're the right fit for the program. We'll answer questions, and really important, we'll clarify if it's a good fit for you. And only then will we enroll you. So again, there's no risk in saying yes to this initial no obligation conversation. So I just want to encourage you to check it out. Look at sixfigurebizacademy.com. Check it out, and you will see an application form on that page. So simply click that form, fill in your information, click submit, and then someone from my team will reach out to you and we'll set up a chat and just see if it's a good fit for you.